Hello, children. Today, we're going to work on iReady Lesson 1.5, the Common Core Practice. We're going to do the 1.4, or the 1 through 4 multiple choice, and then you're going to do the number 5 short answer. I felt like being silly for 2 seconds if I just went like that the whole time. It would be like, like when you're recording a video and then you realize you're just not far enough. Yeah, I can be childish sometimes. What do you mean sometimes? Shut up, Tyke. No one asked your opinion. Oh, I thought you did. I didn't. God, I can't believe I got to live with myself. So, you guys are going to go into this week's folder as always. Don't pay attention to whatever folder it is, because this lesson could be done in middle September. This lesson could be done in middle October, start in November, depending on when I get to it. But we're going to go into this folder right here. We're going to click on the iReady Central Idea and Supporting Detail Common Core Practice. And again, you guys can hit view if you just want to have it up as a separate tab. You don't really need to download this one, so you don't have to click on PDF. But if we hit view, I will read this to you. And then we're going to do the questions. You're going to tear out page 9 and 10 out of your book. My aides will grade questions 1 through 4, and I will grade question 5. But a trick that I've kind of taught you is what you should always do is read all the questions first before you start reading the passage, because then you kind of have an idea about what you're looking for as you read. Question 1. I'm going to make this just a wee bit bigger, make it easier for you to see. There we go. Which of the following is the best statement of the central idea of Against All Odds, Earth's Fragile Pioneers? A, the story of invasion of life is nearly the same everywhere in the world. B, Hawaii's story is unique because of the great distance life traveled to get there. C, the jet stream causes the wind to move away from Asia and blow right over Hawaii. D, certain species such as Hawaiian cricket struggle to adapt or survive. Again, as I've taught you, as you're reading, please take out the answers that you think are wrong, the answers that are loco en la cabeza, that they just make no sense. Instead of giving yourself a 25% chance of getting something right, give yourself a 50-50 chance of getting it right. 2, which sentence best expresses the central idea of the article? A, one species every 70,000 years. That's the rate at which plants and animals once colonized the Hawaiian Islands. B, it took time, but these barren new worlds, risen from the sea and born of fire, finally surrender to the slow but persistent assault of life. C, remote and alone in the heart of the northern Pacific, Hawaii is the most isolated island group on Earth. D, they had to struggle to survive on harsh Hawaii, feeding on organic debris tossed to the shore by wind and wave. Then if we go to page 10, let's look at the central idea of paragraph 3 is that wind helped bring plant and animal life to Hawaii. Which sentence from the paragraph best conveys the central idea? Many of Hawaii's plants and spiders and insects have origins in Asia thanks to a torrent of thin air called the jet stream, which roars across the upper atmosphere with hurricane force. B, every January, the eastward flowing jet stream makes a southerly meander over Asia. C, as the wind in the jet stream moves away from Asia, it slows to a minimum of 110 kilometers per hour just over Hawaii. D, the entire journey can take just 4 hours. 4, which detail best conveys the central idea of paragraph 4? A, insects and seeds travel on birds that migrate on fleas from storms. B. The great frigate bird has impressive 2-meter wingspan. C. Berry seeds often drop into cracks and crevices that start to root. D. Birds can loosen seeds and snails when they preen their feathers. In paragraph 5, you're going to write in these lines, if you need more space, if you feel like you're going to need more space, just attach a separate sheet of paper and staple it to this page with your name on it, answering question 5. Paragraph 5 states that the Hala seeds can float in the sea for months or even years. Explain how this detail supports the central idea of the article. Cite at least one detail from the text to support your response. Okay, now let's go up and let's read this. Read the scientific article, then answer the questions that follow. From Against All Odds, Earth's Fragile Pioneers by Stephen James O'Meara, Odyssey Magazine. One species every 70,000 years. That's the rate at which plants and animals once colonized the Hawaiian Islands. Countless millions of them had the chance, but only the most rugged pioneers, a salt-resistant seed, an insect clinging to a raft of wood, a strong-winged bird, survived the long voyage across the Pacific from their native continents. Of the 100 of species that did make it to Hawaii, only a few survived the seclusion and harshness of the burning volcanic islands. It took time, but these barren new worlds, risen from the sea and born of fire, finally surrendered to the slow but persistent assault of life. Of course, the story of the invasion of life is similar all across the globe, but what makes the Hawaii story special is the incredible distance life had to travel to get there. Remote and alone in the heart of northern Pacific, Hawaii is the most isolated island group on Earth. Yet life did not get to Hawaii, and it did so. Yet life did get to Hawaii, and it did so by 3 ways: by wind, wings, and water. Wind. Many of Hawaii's plants, spiders, and insects have origins in Asia thanks to a torrent of thin air called the jet stream, which roars across the upper atmosphere with hurricane force. Each January, the eastward flowing jet stream makes a southerly meander over Asia. As the wind in the jet stream moves away from Asia, it slows to a minimum of about 110 kilometers per hour just over Hawaii. Are you getting the picture? Quite a transport mechanism here. Now picture this. A gale force wind in Asia strips a plant of its seeds and lifts a few spiders and insects off the ground, making them airborne, where they are transported eastward at hurricane forces until the wind slows and the seeds, spiders, and insects sprinkle down on the islands. The entire journey can take just 4 hours. Wings. Insects, seeds, and spiders, as well as other life forms, can take alternate means of transport to Hawaii, such as hitching a ride on a migrating or storm-driven bird. With a wingspan of over 2 meters, the great frigate bird is a soaring wonder. Its powerful wings can carry it effortlessly across the tropical Pacific. Now imagine one of these gets caught in a hurricane. It soars with the wind until it sights land, in this case, Hawaii. After a long journey, it rests. A seed from a favorite berry it has eaten drops into a crevice and in time takes root. Years later, another great flyer arrives, preening itself. The bird frees a seed or a sticky land snail from its feathers. One by one, over a millennia, these birds have transported troops of accidental tourists to Hawaii. Water. Partnered with the winds, surface currents waltz around the world's oceans, carrying with them all sorts of debris. Few seafaring seeds have what it takes to survive the long meandering journey across Hawaii. One plant whose seeds meet these requirements is the hala, one of the world's oldest known flowering plants, dating back 250 million years. How do its seeds survive the salty ocean? They are snuggled in a blanket of spongy material which can float in the sea for months or even years. A species of Hawaiian crickets rafted in on pieces of floating wood. They have to struggle to survive on harsh Hawaii, feeding on organic debris tossed by the shore, by wind, by wave. They soon adapted, however, giving rise to an endemic species, one found nowhere else on Earth. So now again, you guys will circle. I don't want you guys to do the little answer form up there. I'll have my aides do that for you. I want you guys to circle the answer you believe is for the correct question, the correct answer for question 1 through 4. Then again, you guys are going to explain how paragraph 5 states that the holoseeds can float in the sea for months or even years. Explain how this detail supports the central idea of the article and cite at least one detail from the text to support your response. As always, pirates, if you have any questions, please message me on Schoolology or just email me. Absent and quarantine learners, again, you guys should be getting on to my Schoolology every day that you're absent and looking at whatever day folder it is and seeing what we're doing. But again, if you don't know, please message me. Thank you very much, pirates, and have a super sparkly day.